There are moments in life when the world slows, when the air feels thicker, when your chest tightens not from fear, but from recognition. Scorpio, if you've been feeling a strange pull deep within you like something ancient is shifting, you're not imagining it. This is not just another moment. This is the moment your soul has waited 30 years to meet. And I don't say that lightly. In over 3 decades of studying Scorpio transformations, spiritual rebirths, karmic resets, this energy, right now, is unlike anything I've ever witnessed. It's not a prediction, it's a sacred echo finally returning home. Some of you have endured battles no one knows about. You've buried versions of yourself again and again, burning in the fires of betrayal, abandonment, injustice, and silence. But still you rose, quietly, alone, without applause. And now, because of that, destiny is making her way back to you. This isn't a reward for being perfect. It's a response to your resilience, a cosmic acknowledgement of the soul work you've done in the dark. Scorpio, the door before you isn't just a door, it's a gateway, a soul-rattling, reality-redefining portal, a rebirth that's been waiting precisely for you. So take a deep breath with me. Right now, feel that subtle electricity crawling up your spine. That's not nerves, that's remembrance. You are standing at the edge of a 30-year soul cycle, and what you choose to do next will rewrite the rest of your life. Before we begin this sacred unraveling, I want you to claim this moment with me. In the comments type, "I am Scorpio. I am ready to receive my rebirth." Say it aloud if you can. Whisper it if you must. Let it echo through the universe. Because once we step through this first portal together, nothing will ever be the same. Part 1. The wheel awakens. Scorpio, do you feel it? There's a silent turning beneath your life. A movement so ancient, so precise, that it doesn't rush or explain itself. It simply begins. And that beginning is now. In the sacred layout of your destiny, the first sign to rise was the Wheel of Fortune, upright, majestic, undeniable. For years, maybe even decades, it has felt like you were walking in circles, giving everything yet receiving breadcrumbs. The timing never felt quite right. The effort never seemed to match the outcome. Doors were there, but always slightly out of reach. And deep inside, part of you whispered, "When does it change for me?" Right now, the universe has turned its gaze back to you, not with pity, but with precision. This is not random luck. This is earned fate. What's opening isn't a temporary opportunity, it's a full karmic rotation, a closing of one epic cycle, and the beginning of your divine momentum. You're not starting from scratch. You're beginning again, but this time with wisdom earned in fire. What once felt slow will suddenly accelerate. What once resisted will now yield. People who once overlooked you will find themselves drawn to your light without even understanding why. The wheel is moving and your energy is no longer stuck. This is not about chasing what's gone, it's about preparing to receive what is rushing in. You may notice synchronicities, increasing numbers, symbols, dreams, strangers speaking truths you haven't dared to admit. These are not coincidences, they are alignment, they are preparation. Because when the wheel turns, it doesn't just bring blessings, it brings responsibility. And Scorpio of all signs, you are the one trusted to carry that weight without ego, without show, because you've suffered deeply and still chose integrity. You don't need to control this wheel anymore, you just need to rise with it. Say this to yourself now as a prayer and a declaration. I am ready for life to move in my favor. Write it, speak it, breathe it in. Because what's coming next is not only fast, it's blessed. Life lesson from the wheel your past was not punishment, it was preparation. What felt like delay was destiny taking its time to perfect your moment. The wheel never stopped, it just waited for your spirit to be ready to rise. Part 2. The Sovereign returns. There is a moment in every Scorpio's journey when they stop waiting for the world to recognize their worth, and instead they rise and reclaim their crown. That moment is now. As the wheel of fortune began to turn, another force emerged from the cards, quiet but powerful. The Emperor. This is no coincidence. The universe is not just granting you a new path, it is returning to you the authority you gave away years ago, perhaps in a moment of heartbreak, betrayal, or survival. There was a time when you doubted your voice, Scorpio. You felt silenced in a room that misunderstood your depth. You shrank to make others feel comfortable. You hid your power because the world wasn't ready for it. But the Emperor is here now to remind you that your soul was never meant to follow. You were always built to lead. Not with arrogance, but with silent certainty. In this new cycle, you will not ask for permission. You will not wait to be chosen. You will choose yourself with grace, with strength, with the kind of inner knowing that terrifies those still trying to fake their confidence. The decisions ahead of you will require clarity, not people-pleasing. They may include saying no to those who always expected your yes. They may require boldness, stepping into rooms you once felt too broken to enter, applying for roles you once felt unworthy of, starting a project the old you thought was impossible. You are no longer drifting. You are building, and the foundation you lay now will support you for decades to come. This is your era of sovereignty. Scorpio, take a moment right now to reflect. Where have you abandoned your throne? What part of you has waited too long to be chosen? Now say it aloud, I reclaim my power. I do not follow, I create. Let it echo in your bones. Let it write itself across your future. Because from this day forward, you no longer ask, will I be seen? You declare, I see myself, and that is enough. Life lesson from the Emperor power isn't about domination. True power is quiet, unwavering presence. The Emperor rises not because he needs control, but because he finally trusts his own voice. Part 3, the soulmate gate. Scorpio, love was never meant to be a battlefield for you. It was meant to be a mirror. But over the past 30 years, many of you have been handed reflections that distorted your truth. Lovers who feared your depth, fled your intensity, or took without ever offering sacred return. Yet through it all, you never stopped loving with your entire being. And now, because you have dared to remain open even after being shattered, the universe responds not with another lesson, but with a meeting destined before you were born. In your spread, 3 sacred cards emerged like a holy trinity of the heart, the lovers, the Knight of Cups, and the Two of Cups. This isn't just romance. This is recognition. This is what happens when two souls fragmented by time and distance finally come home to each other. If you are single, prepare for a connection that comes not through effort, but alignment. It will appear in a place of authenticity, not when you are performing, searching, or hoping, but when you are fully yourself, at peace, simply being. A glance, a conversation, a strange déjà vu. Your soul will know before your mind even catches up. And if you're already in a relationship, this energy signals a deepening, a chance to begin again, not as who you were when you met, but as who you've become after all the storms you've both survived. This love is not perfect, but it is real, sacred, soul-shaped, and it will honor your silence as much as your speech. Don't rush it. Don't fear it. You are not being tested, you are being met. Scorpio, say this now with a heart that is ready. I am open to love that sees my soul, not just my surface. Write it in the comments if you feel called. Let the universe know you are not just ready to love again, you are ready to be loved rightly. Life lesson from the Lovers Plus. 2 of Cups. True love arrives not to rescue you, but to reflect the healed parts of you. Soulmates don't complete us, they arrive when we've completed a chapter of our own becoming. Part 4, the karmic balance. Scorpio, the universe doesn't miss anything. Not the betrayal that cut deep, not the silence you held when you could have screamed, not the nights you wept alone and still chose to rise with grace the next day. You see, karma isn't always instant, and that's what makes it sacred. Because when justice finally showed her face in your spread, she didn't come like a hammer. She came like a mirror, reflecting all the truth that others tried to bury. And next to her, in perfect divine choreography, sat the moon, reversed, a sign that every illusion, every masked intention, every buried truth is finally coming to light. This is your moment of rebalancing. Those who lied on your name, their web is unraveling. Those who took your kindness for weakness, they're about to face themselves. But this isn't about revenge, isn't? This is about restoration. This is about the universe saying, I saw what they didn't, I remember what they forgot, and I will repay what they stole. You don't have to fight anymore. You don't have to explain yourself. What's meant for you now carries a spiritual signature that no one else can intercept. Expect signs, expect returns, expect a resolution to something you thought would never close. This could look like a long overdue apology, a legal or financial shift in your favor, a truth that finally validates your experience, a feeling rising in your chest that says, I'm free. Say this aloud if your soul feels it. Karma has not forgotten me. I welcome divine balance into my life. Write it below. Let it be your sacred contract. Because, Scorpio, what's fair is finally finding you, and this time you don't have to chase it. Life lesson from justice. Plus, the moon reversed, true justice isn't loud, it's complete. When karma moves in silence, it brings back everything you lost with interest and demands nothing but your peace in return. Part 5. The manifestation portal. There is a moment in your life when the dreams you once whispered in the dark begin to echo back in the form of reality. And that moment is here, Scorpio, because as the karmic scales rebalanced, the next card emerged a powerful, undeniable force of creation, the Magician. And not far behind him came the Star and the Seven of Pentacles, a trio that signals a portal opening within you, not outside, within. You are not waiting for blessings anymore. You are becoming the blessing. You are not hoping for a miracle, you are the miracle finally waking up to your own voice. The Magician does not wish, he declares. He doesn't chase, he aligns. And you, Scorpio, after 30 years of spiritual refinement through fire, are being handed the tools again: mind, will, heart, voice. You are entering a cycle of accelerated manifestation where what you speak, think, and feel will begin to take shape faster than ever before. But with this power comes a deep responsibility. You must become intentional with what you allow into your inner world. Old stories, let them go. False identities, release them. Scarcity beliefs passed down through generations, burn them. Because the universe is listening now and every word you speak is a seed, every thought you nurture is a spell, every action you take is a door, and your garden is ready to bloom. What you planted years ago, even what you gave up on, is now rising. A side business, a passion project, a career leap, or simply the long-awaited clarity of who you truly are and why you're here. Say this out loud, Scorpio. I am the creator of my reality. I speak what I seek and I receive it in divine time. Comment it below if you feel your power waking up. Because in this new soul cycle, you don't just survive. You build a world that reflects the truth of who you've become. Life lesson from the Magician plus the Star. You are not a prisoner of fate. You are a co-creator with the universe. When your belief, intention, and action-aligned destiny becomes your canvas, not your cage. Part 6. The sacred collapse. Scorpio, not everything that breaks is a tragedy. Sometimes, the collapse is the blessing. The next card in your spread shook the silence with sacred truth, the Tower. For most signs, the Tower brings fear, but not you, because you know better than anyone true transformation doesn't arrive in comfort. For 30 years, you've been carrying structures, beliefs you outgrew, roles you never asked for, relationships that no longer resonated. You've held them in place out of duty, loyalty, or fear of what might come after. But the universe doesn't negotiate with your comfort. It answers your soul. And your soul is ready for freedom. This isn't destruction, it's sacred clearing. the kind that strips away the illusion so only the truth remains. You may feel something slipping away right now, a job, a connection, a lifestyle, a part of your identity you clung to just to survive. Let it fall, because what's collapsing was never the full story of who you are, only the scaffolding you used to reach the next version of you. And you are not falling apart, you are being revealed. Right after the tower, something ancient rose to support you. The Strength card. Not force, not defense, but the quiet, unshakable power that comes from trusting your own endurance. You are stronger than you've ever allowed yourself to be, not because you've never been hurt, but because you never stopped healing. Scorpio, this is your sacred permission to let go, to stop performing, to stop saving people who were never meant to walk into your next chapter. Say this now, softly or boldly, whichever your soul needs. I release what is no longer aligned. I trust the collapse is clearing my path. Leave it in the comments. Let the letting go be real, because what comes next needs room. And you, my dear Scorpio, are finally creating the space to receive it. Life lesson from the Tower plus Strength. When the false falls away, the true self finally rises. Strength is not resistance, it is surrender to your soul's highest alignment, even when it means walking away from everything familiar. Part 7. The Victory and Inner Light. Scorpio, after the storm, after the silence, after the sacred collapse, comes the rising. And when you rise, you don't return as who you were. You return as who you were always meant to be. Because after the tower crumbled and strength revealed itself, the next cards unfolded like a sunrise after a long, dark night. The Six of Wands, the Hermit, the Sun, and the Three of Cups. Together they speak of a triumph that isn't loud but undeniable. You are stepping into a season where your past pain becomes your power, and your quiet efforts finally bloom in public view. The Six of Wands brings recognition, not because you begged for attention, but because you lived in truth when no one was watching. Scorpio people are about to notice you, not just for what you do, but for the calm, wise, and magnetic energy you now carry. You've walked through fire and emerged in gold. A career opportunity may surface. A personal dream may suddenly gain momentum. Your words, your art, your vision will begin to resonate outward. But here's the most sacred part. You no longer need the spotlight to know your worth, because while others applauded, you went inward. The Hermit card speaks to that retreat, the time you took to search not for answers, but for your inner alignment. In solitude, you found your soul. And now, the sun. Warmth returns. Vitality strengthens. The joy you thought was lost is still yours, but now it comes with wisdom. This isn't the reckless light of youth. It's the radiant peace of someone who's earned their freedom. And finally, the Three of Cups appears like a sweet echo you won't celebrate alone. Old soul friends, new soul kin, kindred spirits. They will arrive not because you chased them, but because your light now calls them home. Say this now, Scorpio, and feel it in every fiber of your being. I shine from within. My joy is not dependent on others. My light is my own. If it resonates, comment it below. Let it anchor your victory in the spiritual and the real. Because this isn't the end of your rebirth. This is the beginning of your reign. Life lesson from the sun. Hermit plus Six of Wands. True victory is born from solitude. When you find peace without applause, the world will clap for the calm, not the noise. Shine, but let it be a light that comes from within, not a fire you set just to be seen. Final part. The Seal of Destiny. Scorpio, if you've come this far with me, pause, breathe, feel. You are not the same soul who began this journey. Somewhere between the wheel and the sun, between surrender and victory, something ancient in you awakened. You didn't just receive a reading, you walked through a portal. You faced the ghosts of your past. You reclaimed the crown they said you weren't ready for. You opened your heart to soul-level love. You stood before the tower and let it fall, and through it all, you stayed. That alone is a miracle. This 30-year cycle has tested you in ways most people will never understand. But the universe did not forget. Your soul did not give up. And now, destiny is no longer something you chase. It's something you co-create. There will still be moments of doubt, still days where the old ache tries to return. But from this point forward, you'll carry something different, a light in your chest that wasn't there before. It's called certainty, not in the world, but in yourself. And that, Scorpio, is your true power. So now, before we close this sacred circle, I invite you to seal this transformation. Go to the comments and write, "I am Scorpio. I hold my destiny in my hands and I welcome miracles." Let it be your contract, your offering, your energetic stamp that says, "I have returned to myself." And if this journey spoke to you, if it cracked something open that's been buried for years, don't keep it to yourself. Share this with someone who's ready to rise. Subscribe to this channel because more soul revelations are coming. This is just the beginning. Because, Scorpio, you're not at the end of the road, you are at the start of your highest timeline. And this time you are not following fate, you are writing it. Until we meet again, may your power be peaceful, your love be sacred, and your rebirth be unstoppable. You are not alone. You are never forgotten. You are forever transforming. Scorpio, if this message stirred something ancient inside you, if you felt seen, validated, or divinely guided, then this space was made for you. Subscribe now to the Path to Buddha Wisdom, not just to follow more messages like this, but to stay in alignment with the energy that's reshaping your entire soul path. Because every video on this channel is not content. It's a mirror, a guide, and sometimes a spiritual initiation. Don't let your journey stop here. Let this be the moment you say, "Yes, I'm walking my path now with clarity, power, and sacred guidance." So hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell, and walk with us as we unlock what your soul already knows to be true. You've waited long enough. The next chapter begins now.